I recently got a question, so this video is kind of an answer to that. I had a founder who asked me, I recently had a demo where the buyer kept nodding and still left without a clear yes or no. And this seems to happen when I go for consensus, getting along, instead of really going for a decision. And I could try a hard close, but then I fear they'll retreat and ghost. So kind of what's the better way? And I think the question of should I go on a hard close? Should I go really down and make sure that there's a follow-up, that there are next steps, that there are things happening and kind of like push for the sale on one end versus just showing everything and keeping everything nice and going for on a consensus base is like not the right way to think about this. I think the right way to think about this is how hooked, how invested is the other person, is the buyer. So for example, first of all, it starts with a demo. So the first question would be like, what are you actually demoing for? So are you just showing your solutions, or did you understand how the solution will then later help with the pain that your potential customer is actually feeling? Because a lot of time we're just showing our solution because we don't know what kind of solution the other person really awaits or wants to see. Because often they don't know themselves, and so it's hard for us to really get that knowledge. And if you think about whether you should push hard for a sale or just keep it on a consensus basis, then you're kind of skipping the part of how much does the other person actually want this. And usually they don't want it because if you show someone the features and everything that you have, if you show them your solution, that doesn't get them invested. What gets them invested is if they think, but more often like feel how this could lead to a better life, a better work experience, a better business, a better whatever. So they kind of have their own metric that makes them think about this. This really helps me. This really would like make my life better. This creates a progress for me. And this kind of feeling where they really want this, they want a pain to stop, and they want something new, something that is amazing to them, is something that you don't create by pushing your solution or pushing for the sale, especially when it's not ready, or pushing for a clear roadmap. It's by helping them think through how can they improve their situation, how can they improve their life, how can they create progress for themselves, and then like this next steps, this clear alignment on where to go with this comes with helping them see the next steps. So it shouldn't be like what you want. It should be about what they want, and you are more like a facilitator and really guiding them through, okay, it seems like this is the thing that you want. Here is how we could maybe help you with this. Let's think about it together, how the next steps should look like so that they are optimal for you, that they work with what you want. And there are a lot of different things that have nothing to do with your solution. Like, for example, if you are talking to someone who's not a budget owner, but they need budget, they need the money, then they somehow need to get the money from usually the budget owner, and then they need to invest their own political capital in the company to get this person's approval, to get them even in the discussion. And therefore, they need to feel secure with the value proposition and why it is important. And maybe they feel like it's good, but they don't have the right words. And so they can't pull in any senior decision makers into this. Or they don't know, sometimes it's especially in B2C, they don't know how to explain the thing to their spouse. Like if you're doing a more expensive investment, after work, you're coming home and you're like explaining it to your wife or your husband, and then they say like, why did you do this? Why did you spend this kind of money on this? And then you need to feel good about it and you need to be able to explain it. It has nothing to do with your solution, only with what they experience. And it's really all about getting them to want to work with you and them to wanting to close the deal with you. And if you can get this, then it kind of flips the whole thing around, and coming to a close becomes for you just a matter of facilitation, providing them with what they need to make the decision and to get access, instead of you trying to push the solution onto them, which, as every push, creates some form of resistance, and that doesn't work that well.